Hello, welcome back. My name is Big Nick for Ornamentals LLC. Today we are going to be adding tree rings to this orchard. We're at a school in Hartford, Connecticut, and there's some really large trees and then there's some very small ones, like these right here behind me. So what the deal was is that basically the guy who mows the lawn here is weed whacking and hitting the base of these trees. So in an effort to protect the trees and make sure that they're going to provide fruit for generations to come, we want to make sure that we're going to protect the bark at the base. So what we're going to do is we're adding a tree ring to every tree. So what I've done over here, and basically what is the method for figuring out how big you want a tree ring. You can see here on this tree, you can see all my white dots, okay? And that's basically my measurement to create a circle tree ring with the tree in the center. Big bonus points. So the way to do that is to, here, I have my stuff here. So you get a 2x4 and you can measure it to any length, whatever you think is a good circumference, or we'll say radius of the circle. So what you're gonna do, I did is, this one's about 5 feet long. I painted the center line. You can sort of see, there's a center line painted. Boom, there it is over here. Beep, up. So put the center line in, and then using marking paint, what we're going to do is mark basically the edges of the circle. So I'll be right back. Hey. Okay, here we are. This is a nice young apple tree, and you can see it doesn't have a tree ring. This staking system is wrong. We're going to take that out as well and add new stakes to some of these younger trees you can see behind me. They look pretty straight, but we want to make sure that they're staked properly so that in a case that they get any snow loads or heavy winds, that they stay standing up. So basically what you want to do is place the center line on the center of the tree, okay, and then take your trusty marking paint here. I got my marking paint gun, which makes it a little easier, and you want to mark the ends of your board, okay. I'll reach over here and we'll get this one, okay, and then move the board, make sure the center is lined up, and you want to make sure that you're going on both sides of the trunk so that you have a good representation of width of it. So when you do a bigger tree like one of those behind me over here, the trunk is so wide that if you only did it on one side of the trunk, the measurements, your circle would be off skew a little bit, off center. So make a really good idea to make sure that you use both sides of the tree when you're using your board. Put that one there. All right, and then there's no dots on that side, so let's get this side. Okay, then once those major 6 are done, you can pull the board out and then sort of look at where you are by hand. You can see, like here, we need a dot. Put a dot there. This is kind of a long separation, so add a dot there. It's a big gap here, so we're going to add a dot there. Now remember, this is a circle, so you don't want to go straight across. You want to come out a little bit. All right, so we're going to mark these, and then you can put in all of them, or to make it easier on yourself when you start to do the edging, you can connect all these. So and that way you have a nice sort of line to follow. All right. right? So then you have a nice tree ring, right, like that. So all the trees are gonna have the same size tree ring. You can see these have already been marked. See the dots over here, see the dots. So the bigger trees would probably require a bigger tree ring. Tree rings typically go to the edges of the drip line on a big tree. So for this tree, it would be 30 feet wide. We're not gonna do that. We're just gonna make sure that the base of it doesn't get any more damage. So there's the culprit right there. Let's not mention it. So what we're gonna do now is dig out all the soil and grass. Not the soil, leave the soil. We're gonna dig out the grass and then add mulch. We're gonna take out any of the old staking, and then each tree will have a nice layer of mulch, which should help keep the roots cool. And then, like you see, this tree over here in front of us has a big, wide, low canopy. So that's gonna be really good, because when you're weed whacking and you can't get under a tree, you just sort of reach in there and hope for the best. So that's where the real damage occurs. Here, I'll show you this one up close, because the whole goal of this is to prevent damage. Let's see here, this one is, you can see all that? That's all damage from mowers. Okay, so over here, you look down really low where it meets the ground, and you can see it all comes in. That's damage. That's all damage from mowers and weed whackers grinding it out. So that's why we're here, and that's what we're gonna do. So here we go. Enjoy. Happy digging.